Hi guys, it's Steffi from the Novelty Corner. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here to do another Top 5 Wednesday. Top 5 Wednesday is a GoodReads group hosted by Sam from Thoughts on Tomes, so I will leave a link down below for you to check out the group if you haven't already. This week's theme is your top 5 favourite books featuring a paranormal creature of your choice. So for my paranormal creature, I have gone with angels, or angels and demons, because they tend to be quite intertwined. However, I don't have 5. Well, technically I do have 5 books because I'm going to talk about a trilogy in here. So I actually have over 5 books, but I'm only counting the trilogy as one. So I'm also going to talk about some books and some TV shows that feature angels in them as well, because I really love things with angels. And if you have any recommendations for angel books, please leave them down below. I do have a few sitting on my TBR, but I haven't gotten to them yet. But hopefully there'll be a few more to come in the future. The first book I want to mention is Good Omens by Terry Pratchett and Neil Gaiman. I think this was probably one of the first books with angels in it that I read, and I absolutely love this. I don't think this needs much introduction, but I'm going to read the little summary on the back of this particular edition, which says, according to the nice and accurate prophecies of Agnes Nutter, the world's only totally reliable guide to the future, the world will end on a Saturday, next Saturday in fact, just after tea. And it is about the birth of the Antichrist, and you have an angel and a demon trying to track him down because they've all got a vested interest in what happens once this child is mature enough to take on his role. Sticking with Neil Gaiman for a moment, I'm also going to talk really briefly about Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman, which is the story of Richard Mayhew, who discovers the Under London and as a result finds himself in a world that's full of very paranormal creatures that he never knew existed before. And what pleasantly surprised me about this was that there is an angel in this book, and I didn't know that going into it, and it was really fun and a little great twist to throw into the story, because this angel is not necessarily the nicest person in the world, and that's something that I quite like in angel stories, showing that angels are not all white-winged, fluffy, cherub-like creatures, because I really don't think that they are. So I really enjoyed this one. The next book is not strictly an angel. In fact, I could probably have done a category all on this particular type of character. However, traditionally, I've always grouped this style of character in with angels, but just of a different kind. And that is the character of Death in Marcus Zusak's The Book Thief, who was just a wonderful narrator to this story. For those of you who aren't familiar with this book, and if you're not, why not go and read it right now? It is set during World War II, and it is the story of Liesel, who at her brother's graveside finds a used copy of the Gravedigger's Handbook, and she keeps it because books are hard to come by during that time period, and she hides it away, and that is the first book that she steals. And once she is removed from her mother and placed in the care of a new family, she embarks on a streak of book thieving, and it's just one of the most beautifully written, poignant, sad stories that I've ever read, and I can't highly recommend it enough. But it is narrated by Death, and traditionally I think of Death as an angel-like figure, something that's connected with that sort of realm. So I'm just going to group it in here for the sake of grouping it in here so I can talk about it. The last set of books that I'm going to talk about are the Angel Fall series by Susan E. So that's Angel Fall, World After, and End of Days. When we begin Angel Fall, it has been 6 weeks since angels came down from heaven and have wreaked havoc on Earth. They've destroyed the world as it was known, and humans are now living at the whim of these angels, who are soldiers, who are quite violent and brutish, and are really far removed from the angels that people might traditionally think of. The main character, Penryn, is horrified when her younger sister is taken away by one of the angels, and she finds herself helping an injured angel in an effort to find out what he knows about her sister and where her sister might be. And the story takes off from there, and it goes on for 3 books, each one becoming more complex as we learn more and more about the structure and the hierarchy of the angels, which I find really fascinating. So I highly recommend these. The first 2 books were fantastic. The 3rd book I think was a little bit rushed for an ending, but overall it was a really good series that I enjoyed. So those are my books. Now I want to recommend some TV shows. The first one needs no introduction, that's Supernatural. And I loved Supernatural when it first started out, but once they introduced the angels and demons plotline into it, I was so hooked on it. And even though I'm not up to date on the show anymore, The first couple of seasons of the Angels and Demons arc was so fantastic. I absolutely loved how dark it was and how it doesn't sugarcoat angels. And that's a theme you'll have heard me talk about through this whole video, is I don't like the sugarcoating of angels, because angels were soldiers in the Bible and they were not necessarily nice people. And I'm sorry if you can hear noises in the apartments above me. I think they're doing some work and I can't stop them. So hopefully it doesn't come across in the audio. Second TV show I want to talk about is my current obsession, and that is Lucifer. And it is the story of the devil quitting hell because he's had enough of it and opening a bar in Los Angeles, and he becomes involved with a local police detective and worms his way into helping her solve mysteries and crimes in the city that always usually sort of lead back to some sort of tie to him in some way, shape or form. This show is hilarious and perfect, and Tom Ellis is awesome as Lucifer. I think it's loosely based off the Lucifer character from the Sandman series, I think, or correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't read the series that it's based off, but it's its own entity and it is freaking hilarious. And I could sit down and marathon that show for hours. It is just that good. And I keep recommending it to people, so please, 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 if you haven't seen it, give it a shot. It is so funny. So those are my recommendations for my favorite angel books and additional media. Let me know in the comments if you have any other recommendations for angel books or shows that I should watch that have angels in them. I hope that wherever you are in the world, you're having a wonderful day, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.